It's like, you must win or you do not get any food. Because that's usually a reasonable reinforcement. So we've got here windmill right on the right hand side. We're going to go for a windmill on the left side as well.
I think more importantly, we should do our introduction. Spraz, would you like to kick this one off?
I forgot who was on which side.
Press
That's what
F8.
F8's for.
Yeah, that one. So we have here, of course, me and Incursus and the lovely Nosehead. We've got Ximsa on Team 1 and King Benji on Team 2. And I know King Benji well, as Incursus. I don't know Ximsa too well, apart from the tournaments.
Ximsa is a well-known tournament winner as well as community creator.
We got King Benji going for a very sort of blocky type thing. He's got 5 mines down, whereas Ximsa's got 4.
Ximsa significantly ahead on the first technology placement.
He beat me to that one.
We'll see if that turns out to be a significant advantage here.
You think we might see mortars, or do you think they're just going to go for high tech?
I haven't the foggiest idea. Mortars very powerful on this map, as well as swarm missiles not so powerful. However, they can work very well. The problem with swarm missiles,
there.
well, a lot of people don't, and there's good reason for that. Is the floating islands here tend to get in the way. They work so long as you don't go expanding very much, which really limits your options. So they tend to not be used very often. At least not on this
Benji's
map.
put down an upgrade center.
Indeed, I'm curious as what he's going to use for that, as he hasn't developed any initial weaponry that would take advantage of such thing.
It's almost like Ximsa here is he's placed down swarm missiles and then prepared for swarm missiles.
Curious. Well, actually, I think he's building those machine gunners as an offensive platform. Yes, to prevent AA from being placed out of King. Makes it very difficult to defend against swarm missiles if your opponent has machine gunners already placed. That second swarm missile launcher, I don't think is going to work very well.
I think it's going to hit the ball, isn't it?
I believe so.
Oh,
you see how the top one hit the ball a little bit. Nuke tends to be a bit more consistent in making it pass the ball, but the swarm missiles tend to get partially disrupted by it, the floating island.
I suppose one way you could do it is if you build up to that ball there, so that then it would force the missiles to go up and around. Maybe?
You can do that up top, and then if you have them go too high, you have to worry about hitting the floating islands above.
That one just went up and round. What the hell?
Yeah, that can happen.
Oh.
That was clever. He placed some wood in front of those. Oh, it's not working though. But he changed some background bracing to wood there to protect them.
So close, so far away.
Upgrade center going down for Ximsa on the left hand side there with an additional more gunners. I guess he's probably going to go straight for the nukes. Oh, there goes the sniper.
Got the shot off.
Here comes it.
King still not developed a offensive platform. Oh, there we go. Looks like we're going to have mortars out of King here. Those should be upgraded straight to heavy before being revealed.
Until this tournament, where instead of using doors, people are placing the wood, then taking away the wood, firing, then placing the wood again.
It's interesting, isn't it?
It's something I've seen quite a lot on my streams, but not usually unless we're trying to go into some very try-hard style gameplay.
So it's your fault.
Let's see what happens with this bottom swarm here.
Oh,
yes, it's almost entirely shut down by the world geometry. And this is why swarms are not very common here.
King Benji's going for... And saying that, if all of these hit, if there wasn't those gunners, if they all hit, they could potentially go right through the core, because they're all upgraded.
They shouldn't go straight into the core in the first volley. It should take about 2 volleys, but the game could end very, very quickly here. Alright, that's the bottom swarm missile launcher doing a little bit better, but still has to contend with machine gunners.
Ximsa actually placing down a mortar right there at the bottom, which is a little bit of a dicey thing if he puts up a sniper and shoots at it. Oh!
Here it comes.
There's the first mortar. Ooh.
Nice shot.
That's one volley away from dealing critical damage.
Here they
Here
come.
it comes.
Oh.
Somewhat shut down. There goes one of the snipers.
Okay. More missiles. Okay,
So many missiles.
all those missiles made it around that bottom ball there, so that's the kind of structure you need to build on the left there to get around it. And so he's upgraded it to a nuke now, so that's gonna
Potentially
if you
deal a
can,
lot more damage.
yeah.
Oh, those machine gunners, there's a lot of damage done, but he still got, Ximsa still has plenty of AA. King needs a bit more firepower output.
He's taken down a lot of the gunners and not going to obviously build in quick enough to be able to be replaced. And there they go. Oh!
Alright, that disconnects one of the swarm launchers as well as his energy production.
Yeah.
If King can get just a little bit more map control, this will be over.
Oh, taken out.
Hello, Demon. How are you doing, buddy? Someone took your #1 spot, by the way. The Demon has arrived in Cursus.
Oh my.
He's arrived to see pain and suffering, and that's what you'll get in this turn. Just not by me this time.
Alright, it looks like Ximsa is entirely out of AA and suppressive fire abilities.
That's all gonna hit.
There it goes. There's only one machine gunner has been built to defend against this. It's mostly protected. But is it enough? I don't think so. That's still 3 mortars.
Oh!
Alright, well, one machine gunner taking out 3 mortars. We've seen that before. It happens every so often. And often to game-winning results.
He needs a paycheck increase.
Ximsa's gonna need to do a sort of Hail Mary kind of play here, I think.
Can he make it with
Comes
this?
the nuke.
And that's the manual control of the machine gunners. And it's gone. No Hail Mary out of Ximsa this time around. But it did buy him enough time to rebuild his AA.
That's true.
So these mortars aren't going to deal much damage anymore. But he doesn't have a sniper anymore. Let's see, can King take out the AA here? Because those mortars are very unlikely to get through. With an AP sniper or just more forward-facing damage, it could be done. Ooh,
Lucky.
he gets
Very
it
lucky.
just
Get
in
shot
time.
off by Ximsa. Okay.
Oh, the auto target's not even aiming for the nuke. The nuke gets through clear skies.
And causes some reactor damage.
Which means in 7 minutes, Ximsa will be the victor. Should this go to a timeout.
I mean, he is taking down stuff, but he's not. He's building his own swarms now. Oh.
Uh-oh.
Well,
That could mess with the nuke's trajectory.
Oh, here comes a set of swarms. Now he could do a
Will
1-2
it be enough
with
to
the
overwhelm
mortar,
the
so-
AA?
Oh.
Uh,
Oh, he only fired one.
If he fires them like 1-2 with the swarms followed by the mortars, the gunners will eventually drain out. Oh,
That's a lot of damage dealt.
oh, here
Comes the
comes
nuke.
another nuke. Oh,
It's clear, and another hit
Yeah,
on the
that's
core.
Twice he's.
Oh,
twice he's
one of the
taken out
mortars!
reactor. Oh. Oh, bumped up against the wall there.
There's that
thank you so very
experience.
much, Demon.
King really needs to upgrade his damage output here. He either needs to apply more pressure and overwhelm or do a tech switch. He is tech switching into swarm missiles. So we'll see if that works. This is already AA facing the top here.
King Benji's got 2 nukes up top
Two
now.
nukes.
And that
top, yeah,
should
so-
be enough to pierce the point defense of Ximsa here, but he's gonna have to have the energy to fire them,
Yeah,
which I don't think he has right now.
Feel like he is also trying to drain the more. We're using the mortar to drain the gunners, but now there's more gunners.
Indeed, he's losing map control here, which means there's gonna be a lot more AA coming out of Ximsa, and he might not be able to deal with this. King, it looks like in the middle of about to deal the death blow, switched from dealing more damage to teching up, which
Oh.
is costing him more. That
Where did the
Nuke.
nuke get taken out?
the placement of the wood has changed, and it has changed the trajectory of the nuke crashing directly below, rather than heading towards his opponent, as designed.
Interesting.
The nuke is reloaded on for Ximsa here, though. Uh-oh.
We'll see where this
Okay,
nuke
so
goes
where
this
does
time.
this nuke go? On the left.
Eeny, meeny,
Oh!